here we have got one of the oldest toys shop in Paris, which are selling all the old teddy bears. And most of the products which are into the shop are, of course, handmade, and they are all, in old fashioned, in wood or that kind of thing. Look how it's beautiful. So this shop is one of the oldest. Well, you see the price is not it's not for nothing. 590 euro for the carousel. But you get beautiful stuff. On the other side of the shop I tried to show you before was an antique shop. So you see the rest of the shop. You can hear me correctly now? Is it all good or not? It's good? You can hear me? Because connection is good for me. Is it good for you? Can you tell me? Because I have no. Just tell me if the connection is good or not. Is it okay? Can you hear me? Because I don't have any comment for you, so I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Uh-huh. I don't see comment for you, so I don't know at all if you are online or not. Are you still with me? Are you there? Because I have no comment, so I'm worrying that you are not connected and that I'm speaking alone. Are you there with me or not? Can you reply, please? I don't see if you are there or not. So I just walk a bit more inside without knowing if you are inside or not. Are you here or not? Well, I think I've lost all of you. What should I do? I don't know what to do. Can you hear me? Hmm. In fact, I don't know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I have no idea about. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Good. Because I've been speaking for 10 minutes and I was thinking you were there. And in fact, it wasn't my connection, but I have been thrown away from the platform. So suddenly, I wasn't anymore locked to the platform. So I think it may have a trouble. I think there was a trouble with the connection to the platform, not to my connection. So and because suddenly I was speaking, and the for me the connection was good, and suddenly I got no more screen from Hego, and I came back to my screen phone. So sorry for that. Okay, so let's see. Have you seen the toy shop or not? Yes, you've seen the toy shop. Okay, good. And have you seen the stick shop? So I come back here because maybe you haven't seen the stick shop. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. So I show you in case you haven't seen. So you see we are still right in the middle. So you see what you see above us, which is blue. This is the sky outside. Okay. And you see some of the shop which are here are very old. You see the shop here is dating. You see from 1909. You see. It's in 1909, so it's more than 100 years. And he's a master of stick. In fact, he's creating sticks, either to hold an umbrella or a stick to walk. And he was appointed by, if I can say, by the monarchy, if I can say something like that, you know. And so you see, he's creating lots of different type of stick for the theaters. This is the stick, you know, to when you hit the theaters, a normal can, or you see somehow with the some you see with the kind of fine porcelain or some brass or some stone, or you see some are very worked. So see that's so he does all by himself, and kind of you see, so you have got many sticks, and he's also doing the you see the umbrella and the sun umbrella too for the ladies. The price of it, well, it depends on that. If you, for instance, this one, they are the sword stick. So you see inside the stick, I've got one like that at home. My uncle bought it. So you've got a stick, you've got the wooden stick, but inside the stick, you've got a sword. You see the sword? So the person could use it to walk, but if he was attacked, he could take the sword out of the stick and use it as a sword to fight. See, there's two swords here, and that's costing 750 euro. I just zoom a little bit on it for you to see the sword inside the stick. And that was very often used, you know, in the 19th centuries to be used as a weapon, and but not to pretend to be a weapon. Is it? Pardon? Maria, is that for decoration? Guess no. This is. I mean, this is not for decoration. No, it used to be. It's not. I mean, it's never been a decoration. It's really something that the people were using. Of course, nowadays you can't use that, so the people use it for decoration. But at the origin, it wasn't at all. Yes, you could also have got a flask inside, absolutely, or perfume, a lot of things in that. So here also you've got a beautiful little toy shop, and you see the wood of the windows. You see they are from the origin of the galleries. So it's called la boîte à joujou, so the toys box, and they are selling toys and Tintin. But the shop by themselves, they are from the origin, okay? And here you've got a very nice hotel. If you sometimes look for a hotel in the Grand Boulevard, and you don't want to be in the street because you are worrying a little bit of, too noisy, you've got here a hotel which is named Chopin, Hotel Chopin. Why Chopin? Because in fact, Chopin used to come to this gallery and used not to sleep in that hotel, but used to come very often in that gallery because he was living not far away from here. So that hotel took the name of Chopin, and the price of the rooms are, if I can say, affordable. It's not too cheap, but not too expensive either. You see, the price of the room, if you want to get the double room, it's from 113 to 160 euro. 113, 160 euro for room for two. So I mean, it's not so expensive, and it's a boutique hotel. So the decoration inside the hotel, you see, is made exactly how it was at the period of the 1800s. Yes, very reasonable price for such a nice hotel. On the head of Chopin here. Yeah, because we are right in the middle of the Grand Boulevard. We are 15 minutes walking from the Opera House, and we are 15 minutes walking from Montmartre. So it's been it's very very good price. Also, something very interesting. I want you to look at that for you to understand a little bit more Paris. We have been entering the gallery from here, and we have been walking through the galleries. The gallery is not only one entrance. The gallery is going to be a passage, so there is one entrance and one way out, or the opposite if you enter by the other way. So it means it's going to reach one street which is over there to another street which is in my back. But what you see here, you've got a flat floor, okay? But when we arrive here at the corner to go to the other street, what do you realize? You realize there is staircase, there is steps. So what does it mean? It means that even if you think sometimes the streets of Paris are flat, they are not flat. You see, to go from the Grand Boulevard to go to the street in the back, you have got a difference of level. And here it's a little bit upper than the other side. So it means to be able to travel from this part of the gallery to the second part of the gallery where we go now, you have to go down. That show you that Paris for sure is not a flat city, and that you have to always think about that. And so to be able to go from one street to another street, you have to get staircase if it's not the street by itself. And you see here we are in the oldest part of the gallery where you've got a beautiful bookshop. The bookshop, of course, is selling book, and all the windows of the bookshop is from the origin. You see, it's all wood. So when you walk here and when you spend time in that gallery, you have got the pleasure to be in the past. You see, you have got the atmosphere of the old gallery, and it's the same as before. You see, we are in the passage, so you can see you've got the covered roof, and on both sides there is house. So here you've got the ground floor, the shop floor. Above you've got the first floor where you've got usually the shopkeeper or kind of warehouse. And above that you don't see because it's hidden by the glass roof. But above that there is 4 floors more or 5 floors more. So it means here it's a real house, a real building. Here it's another real building, okay, and in between it's a street covered. Yes, Paris is not very good for that, for the wheelchair. I do agree with you. It's not very, very convenient for that. Here it's a shop of old posters. And I do a show about Josephine Baker. And that's Josephine Baker, painted by Paul Collin. So you see old posters of different, lots of commercial posters. So you see, in these galleries nowadays, you find the old atmosphere, the vintage atmosphere, and that's why we like also to come here, is to make a travel in the past, to think that we are not, not in the traditional Paris, if I can say, but we are a little bit with the ancestor 150 years ago. And remember, when we entered that gallery, we were coming from another gallery, and I told you you can go from the river, nearly from the river, to Montmartre. So you see here, we're going to leave that gallery. Now here it's a painter, it's a lady who is, how can I say, renovating painting. Okay, so you give her your painting if it's a little bit damaged, and she's going to renovate it here. So, and you see, when we leave that gallery, we are in the street. But when we are in the street, what do we find? The opposite side of the street. We find another covered passage. That one is called Verdot, Passage Verdot. You see, it's written here. And that is already Faubourg Montmartre. So it means if we take that passage and if we go all through the passage, we are going to arrive at the downhill of Montmartre. So you see, sometimes you cross Paris by the street, but you also could cross Paris by this covered passage. And that is absolutely gorgeous because you're going to find many, many uh, unique and exclusive shops. So now that you are very aware of this passage, what we should find at the entrance of that passage? Tell me. You know that I told you already. What we should find? Cafe, absolutely. You know, yeah, very good at the cafe is here. So you see, as I told you, each passage, when you are going to enter in fact, you always have a cafe where the men could sit while the women were going shopping. And all this passage have been created with the gaslight system. All this passage, and so for the ladies, it was such a heaven to be able to go from the light or the oil lamp system, the candle or the oil lamp system, to be able to go from that to the sorry, from the for the gaslight system, but that is going to have an end, and the end is going to be the creation of the department store and the creation and the invention of the electricity and the electric bubble. Because when we are going to invent the electric bubble, the gas light is going to look so poor in power of lighting, and the people are not going to want to go anymore in this passage. They are going to want to go to the department store because the ladies in that case don't have to only walk on one floor, but they can go to the shop on the different floors of the department store. And that's an antique shop at the entrance of this passage. Yes, this passage are really, a travel in the past. When you walk here, it's in French we say désuet. Désuet, it's a little bit old-fashioned, a little bit vintage. So it's mean you come here and you feel like being in your history, in the past. Is there smoking in the passage? No. The passage are covered. You see here, that one is covered too. You don't see, but it's glass. I don't know if you can see if I zoom on it. You see, it's a glass, transparent. Well, it's night now, so it's not transparent, but it's glass. So it's considered to be covered. So so it's mean no smoking inside. How good, Linda. Yeah, yeah. They put the table outside and inside. So you see, you go easily from one passage to another passage. So, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the interruption, but have been drawn out of the platform, and I don't know why exactly. So I had to make a complete reconnection to come back on the during the tour.